New York City, 1977. A sweltering summer. Disco boomed, but shadows held sway. The city, teetering on the brink, became a breeding ground for fear. Graffiti-scarred subways became arteries of unease. A killer stalked the night. The air, thick with humidity and apprehension, crackled with a silent terror. Young couples, once emblems of carefree youth, now hesitated under flickering streetlights. Every shadow seemed to hold a whisper of menace. The city that never slept was losing its nerve. David Berkowitz, a name lost in the urban sprawl, another face in the crowd. Postal worker by day, a chilling embodiment of darkness by night. He walked among unsuspecting New Yorkers, a wolf in sheep's clothing. His ordinariness made his crimes even more unsettling. Behind his unremarkable facade lurked a storm of madness. His apartment, a stark reflection of his fractured mind, held the tools of his gruesome craft. A .44 caliber Charter Arms Bulldog revolver, maps marked with chilling precision, and notebooks filled with rambling, hate-filled screeds. The man who delivered mail also delivered death. It began with a whisper, a faint murmur that hinted at the horrors to come. Then a gunshot shattering the stillness of a warm July night, echoing through the quiet streets. Donna Loria, 18, and Jody Valenti, 19, were chatting in a parked car, enjoying a summer evening. A sudden blast. Donna dead, Jody wounded, their lives forever changed in an instant. The city shuddered, but the nightmare was just beginning. Fear seeped into the hearts of New Yorkers, a fear that would grow with each passing day. Over the next months, the body count grew. Headlines screamed of the terror, and the police were left scrambling for answers. Couples, mainly young and with long, dark hair, became his prey. They were targeted in their moments of intimacy, their lives cut short by a faceless menace. Each attack sent shockwaves through the city. The sense of safety was shattered, replaced by a pervasive dread. The randomness, the brutality, the seeming lack of motive, all amplified the terror. No one knew where he would strike next or why. The Son of Sam, as he would come to be known, was writing his bloody narrative on the city's soul. His reign of terror left an indelible mark, a scar that would take years to heal. The Son of Sam wasn't content with just taking lives. He craved infamy, a macabre notoriety. His reign of terror wasn't just about the physical act of murder, it was about instilling fear, a deep-seated dread that would linger long after the crime scenes were cleared. He wanted to be remembered, to be etched into the annals of history as a figure of pure malevolence. Letters penned in a chilling, rambling hand found their way to the police and the press. These weren't just letters, they were manifestos of madness, each word dripping with a sinister intent. The letters were filled with cryptic messages, bizarre references, and a twisted sense of humor that only he understood. Taunting, boasting, revealing a mind teetering on the brink of madness. Each letter was a puzzle, a dark riddle that left investigators and the public alike grasping for answers. The erratic nature of his writing mirrored the chaos within his mind, a mind that found pleasure in the suffering of others. He signed them, Son of Sam. This signature became a symbol of fear, a mark that sent shivers down the spines of New Yorkers. It was his way of claiming ownership of the terror he unleashed, a brand that would forever be associated with his heinous acts. Hello from the gutters of NYC, which are filled with dog manure, vomit, stale wine, urine and blood, one letter began. These words painted a grotesque picture of the city, a city he saw as a cesspool of filth and decay. His descriptions were vivid, almost poetic in their horror, capturing the essence of the urban nightmare he thrived in. His words, laced with misogyny and a perverse sense of righteousness, offered a glimpse into a fractured psyche. He saw himself as a judge, jury, and executioner, meting out his twisted form of justice. His hatred for women was palpable, a driving force behind his violent outbursts. The letters, widely publicized, only deepened the city's paranoia. Each new revelation was like gasoline on a fire, fueling the hysteria that gripped New York. People were afraid to walk the streets, to go out at night, to live their lives. The Son of Sam had succeeded in his mission to spread fear. He was no longer just a shadow, he had a voice, a voice that echoed through the dark alleys and empty streets, a voice that haunted the dreams of a city under siege. His presence was felt everywhere, an omnipresent spectre that loomed over New York, reminding everyone that the Son of Sam was always watching, always waiting. Panic in the concrete jungle. Fear became a contagion. Sales of guns and watchdogs skyrocketed. Haircuts changed, women chopped off their long, dark locks, desperate to avoid attracting the killer's attention. The city, once a symbol of resilience, was now gripped by a collective paranoia. The NYPD, under immense pressure, launched one of the largest manhunts in its history. Thousands of tips poured in, each one scrutinized, every lead followed. The city held its breath. The killer, hiding in plain sight, watched the city unravel under the weight of his terror. August 10th, 1977, a final act of senseless violence. Stacy Moskowitz and Robert Violante, another young couple, were shot in their car. Stacy died, Robert blinded. This time there was a witness. A parking ticket issued near the crime scene provided a crucial clue, a description of a man and his car. The car was traced back to David Berkowitz. When police arrived at his Yonkers apartment, they found him calmly waiting. Inside, they discovered his arsenal, the .44 caliber Bulldog, ammunition, and more chilling letters. The reign of the Son of Sam was over. Berkowitz's trial became a media spectacle. He confessed to the murders, claiming he was following the orders of a demon-possessed dog belonging to his neighbor, Sam Carr. Was this a genuine delusion? A desperate attempt to plead insanity, or a macabre fabrication to feed his notoriety? Psychiatrists debated his mental state. Some diagnosed him with paranoid schizophrenia, others with antisocial personality disorder. The true nature of his madness, the line between delusion and evil, remained elusive. The demon dog defense was ultimately rejected, and Berkowitz was sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences. The Son of Sam case left an indelible mark on New York City. It was a time when fear gripped the city, and the streets that once bustled with life became shadowed by an unseen terror. It exposed the city's vulnerabilities, shattered its sense of security, and left a lingering sense of unease. Residents locked their doors, and the once vibrant nightlife dimmed as people stayed indoors, fearing the unknown. The summer of 1977 became a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most vibrant cities. The oppressive heat wave only added to the tension as the city seemed to boil over with anxiety and dread. Today, David Berkowitz remains incarcerated, his motives and mental state still debated. Psychologists and criminologists continue to study his case, trying to understand what drove him to commit such heinous acts. He has since recanted the demon dog story, claiming he acted alone. This revelation has done little to ease the minds of those who lived through the terror, as the true reasons behind his actions remain shrouded in mystery. But the fear he instilled, the scars he left on the city's soul, endure. Memorials and vigils are held to remember the victims, and the city continues to grapple with the trauma of those dark days. The Son of Sam serves as a chilling reminder of the fragility of peace, the randomness of violence, and the darkness that can reside in the human heart. It is a story that continues to haunt New York City, a testament to the enduring impact of fear and the resilience of a city that refuses to be broken.